Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly watch list where we go over all of our levels and what we're looking at to take Monday and into the week, as well as earnings and news for the week. Starting off as always with news, we're going to be looking at 9:30 a.m. on Monday. FOMC member Cook speaks 9:45, final services PMI, and then at 10 a.m. we're going to be looking at factory orders MM. Coming into Tuesday, we have at 8 a.m. FOMC member Barkin speaks 8:30 a.m. We have trade balance 10 a.m. We have ISM services PMI and Jolt job openings. Going into Wednesday, we have at 8:15 ADP non-farm employment change, 8:30 a.m. unemployment claims and FOMC member Waller speaks. Then at 10:30 a.m. we have crude oil inventories, and then going into Thursday, we have at 7:30 a.m. Challenger job cuts, 9 a.m. FOMC member Harker speaks, 10 a.m. final wholesale inventories, 10:30 a.m. natural gas shortage, and then 12:40 we have FOMC member Barkin speaks as well. And then Friday at 8:30 a.m. we have average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate. At 10 a.m., we have premium UOM consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Pretty heavy packed week for news this week. Overall, it's pretty significantly dense. So something to be aware of is all of the news times this week when we have news going into our setups. Going into earnings this week, very slow week for what we do personally. With scalping near the market open, early morning scalping. Delta, if you want to think that on Friday for the airlines, but really that's kind of insignificant. So overall, just nothing really to be making a primary note of on the earnings side. Going into the markets this week, looking at looking at an upside sentiment here. So we're structured up for seeing upside breakout likely here. So I'm structuring my setup levels to be expected on upside sentiment. So obviously we had the 59.94.50 level here for the double top formation here on the 1 hour. We also have the 6,000 core psychological level, and then 6,525, 6,016, and 6,033 key levels. Going into NQ, we have on our levels here upside sentiment developed as well. Looking at the levels of 2154, 21,541, 21,560, 21,600, and 21,613 as well. Again, this is just looking at strictly really upside sentiment development here. As my setup bias here for what the market's currently doing. Overall, I'm looking at probably the triple top kind of consolidation formation here to break out to the upside here. Likewise for the NASDAQ, just as ES equally. This week, setups are pretty far and few, but that's good, right? We always like to see those far and few setups where we're really only looking at the highest quality structured up setups here. And so starting with this, we're going to start with Apple here. I really like the Apple setup here. I don't know if that's a real wick. This just happened earlier. It's probably a misprint knowing TOS, but likely, it is. So in the case scenario that it is, which it likely is, going to be looking at the 241.82 break. 242 really going to be the main kind of area level I'm looking at. 241.97 on the bottoms of the candles there. But that's going to be the core level of really kind of this bear flag development structured up consolidated break. I really like this here. This is just looking really bearish. And albeit with the notation of last week, the overall long-term weekly formation of the uptrend, this actually on the weekly did close as a red candle. This could be the start of a notable pullback, or just a pullback to ride along with for a little bit here before we start seeing new highs again. This is going to be kind of discerning. The way to discern this would be with the market sentiments bias, right? But overall, that's going to be the setup coming into Monday. Personally, I like 241.82, 241.97 as the key levels there. Target's going to likely not be anything seriously large. It's going to be probably just kind of some local areas of support or pivot points like we have right here. 240.76. Pretty notable catch right there if you were to catch that for a full dollar move. You got another pivot point right here if we were to zoom. You could see we could get 241.25 as another local area of support kind of structured up here for targets. So for me, I'm just not really looking for anything super crazy on this, but I'm also going to let it breathe. So I'll have my set targets here based off those local areas of support, really basic foundational stuff, nothing crazy here. This isn't rocket science. What we do is just discipline and risk management and sizing accordingly. So 241.57 is a good level there then, and then 241.25, knowing off the major amount of moves this stock can have with Apple. but they're very slow. I'm going to be scaling out probably likely at the break here of 30 or 40 cents to catch hopefully over 10% on a Monday would be what it would be. And then scale out probably at the 57 cents level, 25 cent level, 241.25 cents, and then probably be completely out by 241. I'm not looking for anything more than that at that point, especially due to the fact that it is, of course, Apple. I have two other main setups for the week, and then I do have one side watch. I'm going to be looking at Tesla here as my main watch here. I do like 415 and then the 420. 415 is really, really close here since I last looked. Um, I think this is going to break personally by the time we get to it. I really do. I don't think this is going to hold up before then. If we go into the 1 hour, it kind of showcases is a better setup. That kind of rallying we have, that relief rally. But I'm going to be probably seeing this at 415, if not 415. I do have local areas that support at 417.50 to 419 area. Looking at the 420 level then as a core, key level to look as my target level, and likely probably be in before it actually. So that's going to be the main setups coming in here on Monday. It's going to be the 415 and the 420 upside levels. I have nothing downside on this stock currently as of now, other than like 375, which of course, as you can see here, is extremely far. Going into NVIDIA 146, going to be looking at the upside here, of course, as well, with a notable strength divergence from the actual sentiment of the market currently, especially on the 1 hour. We can see here that this stock is just crazy rallying from since Friday, and it hasn't ceased that strength ever since. Levels I'm looking at here is going to be it was 146 earlier today. Going into the next level, that would be 146.54 into 147. However, I do believe this is going to crack likely through that come pre-market open tomorrow. So we could even be looking at 148 coming into tomorrow, or somewhere around like the 147 level. However, that is not much of a significant key level, more so just a whole number. So I would like it more at the 148 actual key level, where you can see a notable level of respect here, whereas 147 just isn't showcasing that same level of disciplined respect from the market. So that's going to be the next setup would be 148, if not 147, but it just has to have that kind of crazy strength through 147, probably off open or near open into 148 as target, and then taking 150 here, the whole number for psychological level as an entirely separate trade. Given how far that is, that amount of room and range is just pretty significant. In the way that NVIDIA's been wicking lately, I'm not looking to take that kind of risk. My final watch is going to be a side watch today, guys. It's going to be on Google here, okay? Google, I am looking at 193 upside, but this is going to be a strict open candle scalp that I'm looking for a 50-cent dollar move with a tight 10 to 30 cent stop, with a 1-to-1, 2-to-1 risk in that range, anywhere in that range, meaning a 10 or 20% return likely with a probable 3 to 6% loss on this trade is what I'm looking to expect to make or lose. Just trading this very, very, very tight, being very smart with it. We did have a wick above 193, which I did like on Friday, but it didn't see any follow through, and we slowly grinded up throughout the day. But we are holding up very nicely here. You can even see on the EMA, on the 9 EMA, this is holding up pretty nicely as well. And so I'm definitely looking at the 193 upside level here to crack through strictly for a scalp to 193.50, if not 194, and catch that just right near open, off open, if not near within the first 5 minutes, was what I mean by that, because this is nothing crazy significant key level wise, and it is just Google. Again, this is a side watch, and if I'm be honest, I likely will not be taking this personally if Tesla or Nvidia or Apple, if any one of those three come around, I will not be taking this. And honestly, if not one of those comes around, I probably will not be taking this if it does not happen in the first 5 minutes, and even then, I still may not take it. It's Google, and it's not the highest quality setup. Again, heavy emphasis on this being a notable side watch. This is like a C minus D plus at best. Okay, so like I said, I just need to emphasize that, guys. It's the only other setup I have. Other than that, guys, that's going to be the entire watch list this week. I hope you enjoyed. Always leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Shoot me a DM on Insta or in the Discord. As always, suggestions, educational videos. I'm going to be uploading those soon. I've just been very busy outside of the market. And let's do what we do best, guys. Let's start this year off right. Have some continuation from last week's beautiful green week. And beautiful follow throughs on executions and trades. And let's just keep it rolling, boys. Let's make 2025 the year. All right, let's kill it and be disciplined. Size accordingly. When you're in a green streak, don't let it get to your head. When you're in a red streak, don't let it get to your head. Be smart. Let's kill it, guys. Let's be traders. See you next week. Peace.